Hey students, this is Miss Wendt, and I want to review the parts of an atom with you. Okay, so in an atom, the nucleus is in the center. It's made of positively charged protons and neutral or no charge neutrons. So those are the two things that make up the nucleus in the center. Around that center is an area called the electron cloud. So the electron cloud is around the nucleus, and it's mostly empty space. Okay? And in that empty space, there are fast-moving, negatively charged electrons in that cloud. Okay, so there's the nucleus and the electron cloud. That's the two main parts of the atom, and this is what it's going to look like. So the nucleus is very tiny and solid in the center, and the electrons zip around real randomly in this space out here. Okay, so nucleus and electron cloud are two words that you should know. Okay, so here's a picture of how we normally draw atoms. Drawing an electron cloud is complicated, so instead we tend to draw electrons in these circles, and these circles are called energy levels, or sometimes you might see them called shells. Okay, and you can see here this inside circle is smaller and it can hold 2 electrons. And then as the circles get bigger, they can hold more electrons, and we'll see more of that later. Okay? And again, this is the nucleus in the center. It has positive protons and neutrons with no charge, and then on the outside are the electrons that are negative. All right, so what is an atom? So an atom, here's the definition. It's the smallest particle of an element that retains the properties of that element. So if you're reading in your textbook, this is the definition you're going to see. But what does that actually mean in English? So if I get a piece of gold or a different element like copper or silver, and if I keep cutting it in half and cutting it in half and cutting it in half, and it gets smaller and smaller, eventually, you get so small that you have only one atom. So you've cut it in half so many times that the piece you have now is just one atom big. Okay? Now that one atom, if I cut it in half, it's not gold anymore. It's something different, and that's a nuclear bomb, and we're not going to do that. Okay, so an atom is the smallest piece of gold I can have. There's nothing smaller than one atom of gold and have it still be gold. Okay? And that one gold atom has all the same properties as a big piece of gold. So the one atom has the same melting point and the same color as a big piece of gold. They both catch on fire the same way and that kind of thing. Okay? So that's the definition of an atom, the smallest piece of an element that retains the property of that element. All right, so a couple parts of the atom. Protons, we said, are positively charged. They're in the nucleus. And the number of protons an atom has is called the atomic number. And this never changes. This is always true. Okay. All atoms that have the same atomic number, so that means they have the same protons as each other, they're the same kind of atoms, and we call that an element. Okay. And elements are all organized on the periodic table, which you're going to learn more about later. Okay, so the big piece here, protons, positive charge in the nucleus, and this number of protons is also called the atomic number. We have also got our electrons, which are negatively charged. They don't live in the nucleus. Instead, they are in the electron cloud, moving very fast. They are very tiny. Very tiny. So if an atom is a pickup truck, an electron would be a piece of dust on the pickup truck. Very tiny, so we just say they don't have any mass. And a normal atom will always have the same number of electrons and protons as each other. So for example, a carbon atom is the atomic number of 6. That means that a carbon atom is going to have 6 protons and 6 electrons. Okay, so the atomic number is going to be the same as the protons and the electrons in a normal atom. Okay, Okay, the last piece is neutrons. Neutrons have no charge, so they're neutral. I always like to think of neutral, neutrons, no charge. They all start with the letter N. They're in the nucleus. They're about the same size and mass as a proton. So they're just like a proton, they just don't have a charge. And here's another vocabulary here. Some atoms of the same element might have more or less neutrons than others. These are called isotopes. All right, so you got this packet here, and your job is to finish this packet. So there's information in the picture here that kind of reviews what's going on, information on the charges here. Here's the answers to the first page here, so you can kind of check that. So protons and neutrons make up the nucleus. This picture has 3 positive protons with the letter B and 4 neutrons there. And then if you keep going here, I can see 3 electrons here. And so 3 positive proton pieces, 3 negative electron pieces. And in a normal atom, the protons and the electrons always balance out to 0. Okay, so your job is to go through and do the packet, and when you're done, please hand it in. So your to-do list right now, finish this packet, hand it in to be checked, and then I want you to grab a purple textbook, and you're going to read pages 506 to 511. This is the first part of chapter 17, and after you've read that, which is a review of the stuff from the packet, there is a quiz on Schoology, 17.1 quiz, and there's a bunch of other cool links on atoms with videos and stuff you can check out as well. So that is your starting to-do list for today. Have a great day.